Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Enjoy learning computer science. To watch the previous videos, watch my YouTube channel. To get notified for my new videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Enjoy learning computer science. This video is part 2 of computer networks. So today we are going to see the topic evolution of network. Now, this evolution of networking started a long way back in 1969 by the development of first network, which is called this ARPANET, Advanced Research Project Agency Network. So the acronym for ARPANET is Advanced Research Project Agency Network. Now, the goal of this project, the goal of the project ARPANET was to connect computers at different universities and US defense. Okay. Now soon the engineers, scientists, students and researchers who were part of the system, they started exchanging data and messages through the ARPANET. Now the users of the system were also able to play long distance games like you're playing PUBG, Free Fire and all. So long back itself they started playing long distance game and socialize with people who shared their interests. So ARPANET started with only a very little amount of users, a handful of computers, but it started expanded rapidly. In mid of 1980s, another federal agencies, that is the National Science Foundation, created a new high capacity network which is known as NSFNet, which was more capable than the ARPANET. NSFNet allowed only the academic research on its network and not any kind of private business on it. So many private companies started building their own networks, which were later interconnected along with ARPANET and NSFNet to form internet. Okay, so the first network was ARPANET. It was found in the year 1969. ARPANET is Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. That project was used only by different universities and US defense for exchanging data, messages, and they played long distance games also. This ARPANET started with only a very handful of computers and it started expanded rapidly. And in the mid of 1980s, another NSFNet, which has more capacity than the ARPANET started. This NSFNet allowed only the academic research on its network. So what happened? The private companies started building their own networks. So finally, this ARPANET, this NSFNet and all the local private networks together formed what was named as Internet. Okay, so look at this picture. 1969 ARPANET is used to connect computers at US defense and different universities. Then in the mid of 1980, NSFNet, a high capacity network, was used it was strictly used for academic and engineering research. And in the 1990s, the internet working of ARPANET, NSFNet and other private networks together formed Internet. Now the original ARPANET was shut down in 1990 once the Internet emerged. This original ARPANET was shut down and the government funding for NSFNet also discontinued in 1995. But the commercial internet services came into picture, which are still running as Internet. So Internet is the network of networks. Okay, Internet is the network of networks. So what is the Internet? The Internet is a worldwide network of computer networks. Now the Internet is a worldwide network of computer networks. From where it emerged or it evolved from the first network ARPANET, then the next one NSF, and this small many private networks together only evolved as Internet. The Internet is made up of many type of networks, each run by a different company, and all these networks are interconnected. So it is an interconnection of large and small networks around the globe. Okay, so what is the common use of internet? It allows users to communicate with each other. So the internet is a super network. It connects many smaller networks together and allows all the computers to exchange information with each other. So to accomplish all this communication on the internet have to use a common set of rules for communication. Those rules are called protocol, and the internet uses a set of protocols called TCP/IP. Okay, so the rules that has to be followed by the internet while communication are known as protocols. Okay, and the internet uses a set of protocols means rules. Okay, so internet uses a set of protocols called TCP/IP. So what is TCP/IP? Transmission control protocol or internet protocol. Now let's see what is intranet. Now intranet is also more or less similar like internet, but internet is network. It's a worldwide network, but intranet is a local or restricted communication network. It is used especially in a private organization managed by any private person. It can be used only inside a particular organization, not worldwide. Okay, so intranet is a local or restricted communication network, especially a private network created using World Wide Web softwares only, but it cannot be used worldwide. It is managed by any person or organization. You cannot use intranet outside a particular organization. So intranet user can avail services of internet, whereas internet user cannot access intranet directly. So the person who are using intranet, they can use internet also. Internet services will be provided for intranet users, but internet users, all the internet users will not have access to use intranet directly. Why? Only the people who are working in a particular organization will be given access to use that particular intranet. Next one is interspace. So what is interspace? It is a client server software program which allows many users to communicate online. Like, okay, multiple users will be allowed to communicate online with real-time audio, video, text chat in dynamic 3D environment. The example is online video conferencing, which is a very good example of interspace. Okay, so interspace allows multiple users to communicate online with audio, video, text chat, everything. Example, video conferencing.